passionate political arguments have surrounded the issue of whether America's wild Mustangs are native or invasive. This is important because the hunting of an invasive species is rarely regulated, if at all. Native species, however, are protected by multiple laws, and the commercial profits surrounding the species or their habitat are given a backseat or even outlawed. Currently, Mustangs are dangling in the twilight zone, between both extremes. Mustangs have been rounded up and utilized as war horses in every major American war since the Revolutionary War. They were free and available by the millions, an unparalleled resource. Therefore, when the pet food industry boomed in the 1930s, so did the commercial harvesting of Mustangs for dog food. In the 1950s, Velma B. Johnston, also known as Wild Horse Annie, began a movement against the mistreatment of Mustangs during roundups. This led to the passing of the Wild Horse Annie Act of 1959, which banned the use of commercial vehicles in the roundup of wild horses. However, this act provided little else in the way of protection against harvesting these animals for commercial means, so public outcry continued to swell over the next decade. The Wild Free-Roaming Horse and Burros Act of 1971 recognized Mustangs as an icon of America's historic Wild West. The Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, was assigned the responsibility of maintaining the population and humane treatment of wild horses. The act was amended in 1976 under the Federal Land Policy and Management Act to allow for the use of motorized vehicles during roundups by government parties. The Public Range Lands Improvement Act of 1978 allotted for the monitoring and management of rangeland conditions, protection of wild free-roaming horses, and the determination of excess animals. Mustang training and adoption programs have been placing excess livestock in private care. One of the most marketable qualities of a Mustang is their strong, healthy feet. Due to the fact that natural selection has kept them the proper size and weight for their joints, and that they have never worn horseshoes, their feet and legs are always in excellent condition straight off the range. Most domestic horse breeds have been selectively bred to look prettier, stand taller, walk a certain way, or simply for the love of pets. Little to no consideration is given as to what effects certain characteristics may have on a horse's long-term health. This has led to heavier horses on still very dainty legs, which leads to arthritis and other ailments of the joints. Once this occurs, the horse is deemed useless and is put down. This has led to an overall longer lifespan within American Mustangs compared to domestic horses. Today, Mustangs are trained by wild horse and inmate programs for the use of Border Patrol. The hardiness and sure-footedness of these horses make them excellent partners for the officers who serve 3-year tours on these patrols. Due to their tenacious survivability and strength, many organizations have adopted the name and symbol of a Mustang, including the United States military. Beginning in World War I, officers who originally enlisted instead of being commissioned from collegiate programs became referred to as Mustangs. These officers rose to become the leader after they were toughened by the training and experiences that are endured by enlisted personnel. These individuals are some of the most respected members of the military today. As admired as Mustangs have become, they are still strongly considered invasive and/or feral. This is mainly due to the fact that there is more money in the beef industry than there is in protecting Mustangs. The right to graze domestic cattle on public lands has always been fiercely guarded by ranchers and benefactors of the cattle industry. However, recent discoveries may unravel arguments made against the rights of Mustangs. In recent years, paleontologists have been building upon the proof of origins of horses. Some of these discoveries can change the entire belief system surrounding equines such as Mustangs, and therefore the overall treatment of these animals. It was discovered that North America was the birthplace of the most ancient species recognized as horses, Equus simplicitans. These animals roamed the earth since 2 million years ago and went extinct soon after the last ice age. Equus simplicitans, also known as the Hagerman horse, was the ancestral parent of today's most beloved horse-like animals, including domestic horses. Ancient human tribes crossed the land bridge into North America and hunted these beautiful creatures alongside the woolly mammoth, saber-toothed tigers, and ancient deer species. The hunting of ancient horses has long been the theory, until it was proven by the discovery of horse protein residue on prehistoric arrowheads. In the early 1500s, domestic Spanish horses were brought over by the conquistadors as war horses. They were of similar composition to current-day Mirazamino horses found in Andalusia, Spain. Some of these horses would escape and become feral horses living in the wild. This point in history is often argued as being a human introduction of a foreign species, but one could also argue that horses were reintroduced to their point of origin. Photojournalist David Rangel documented the 2015 Out of the Mares Festival, held in Andalusia, Spain, where the Marismeno horses are led from Doñana to Almonte, then to Rocio. These horses are one of the oldest breeds in Europe and share a common heritage with the American Mustangs containing Spanish bloodlines, including tiger Mustangs in the Steens Mountains. Although many still argue the legitimacy of the American Mustang, the discovery that horses originated here before being hunted into extinction strongly suggests that some variant of equus would have been here to this day, had mankind not interfered. Therefore, it can be strongly argued that the continuation of wild horses in America is Mother Nature's way of rebalancing the scales. Few American citizens can trace their heritage back 500 years, let alone 2 million years, and say that their ancestors originated in North America. What else does it take to be recognized as native?